the wrong shade, I look like a bronzed goddess. Period. Period. Hi guys, it's Ali. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have the brand new Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Powder Foundation to review for you guys. So if you do want to see how it swatches, applies, wears, my general opinion on the product, then go ahead and keep on watching. This foundation literally dropped today. It is Boxing Day and it's literally been out for a couple of hours. So hopefully this video finds you in time for you to sort of have a browse around, look at what people are saying about the product and make a decision about whether or not you want to buy it. So hopefully this video does help at least one person. I hope it helps at least one of you guys. So yeah, a little bit of background on the product before I go ahead and take a look at it. So it is a $36 foundation or £27 if you are based here in the UK. It's supposed to be medium to full coverage, super light, sweat, humidity and crease resistant, and it's supposed to give no flashback. There are 50 shades. I don't think anyone is surprised by that. This is Rihanna we're talking about. Inclusivity is her thing. It's like what we know her for. That's like Fenty Beauty, you know? That's what it is. It just is. And with the shade matches, they suggest literally just going with your liquid foundation shade. My liquid foundation shade that I've been matched to is 420. However, that is not the powder that I picked up. I actually picked up the powder in the shade 430. I tried to match this shade as close to my powder foundations as possible because I don't have a direct translation with my liquid and powder. I think the only direct translation I have is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. So I do wear the shade Chai in the liquid foundation and I also wear that in the powder. However, with the MAC Studio Fix Plus, I wear the shade NC50 in the liquid, but in the powder, I opted for NW45. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what these look like side by side, just so you can kind of see. So they're not exact matches, but they are very, very similar. So this is sort of the shade that I was looking for in the Fenty foundation. Here is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Powder Foundation Compact. So the packaging is just that classic Fenty shape that we all know and love. And it's just something about this, like I like how this feels in the hand. I don't know how to explain it, but Fenty really get their packaging right in my opinion. I do really like how this looks and feels. So that is what the outside of the packaging looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and open it. So this is the foundation on the inside. I will hold up the other two shades next to it, just so we can get a shade comparison. This little tray comes down to reveal the little sponge in the back. And we've got a sort of reflective packaging on the bottom of the foundation there. So as you guys can see, it doesn't look far off from the shades that I already have, which is exactly what I was going for. So I'm hoping that it's not a terrible match. And I'll also put it side by side the MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus. So yeah, judging by that, I don't think it's going to be a horrible match. I am going to go ahead and swatch the shade on the back of my hand for you guys. So this is the Fenty Beauty in the shade 430. I think the lighter parts of my face, it might serve to be a problem, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay because I'm going to highlight those areas anyway. And this is the NW45 in MAC. So it does look a lot more cool toned when you swatch it. Wow. It's crazy how cool toned it is actually. And this is Too Faced Chai. So I've actually got 3 different shades on my hand right now. But that's literally why powder foundations confuse me so much. Because they all look very similar in the pans, but swatched on my hand, they're not that similar. I will say that Chai though looks a lot closer to the 430 than the Studio Fix Plus does in NW45. That one looks a lot more cool toned than both of these. Now we're going to get into the application. So I am going to start off with my primer, and today I am using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Primer. And I opted for this primer just because I don't tend to like having matte primers. If you guys know me well, then you'll know that the Milk Hydro Grip is my absolute favorite primer. I love to look glowy. I know a lot of people don't, but for me, it's the glow for me. It really is. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and I'm gonna highlight under my powder foundation because personally I just wouldn't layer a liquid anything over a powder foundation. It's just not, doesn't really connect with me. So I am using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r concealers, and I have 3 shades but I could only find 2 of them. So I have 420 and 380 here, but I think I'm missing the shade 340, which might sound a bit too light for me, but like I said, I was wearing 445, so it wasn't too bright. So I'm going to use 380 to highlight the areas that I want lifted, and then 420 is my direct shade match, so I use this to cover any blemishes or any imperfections that I don't want to show through the powder. Okay, and now I'm going in with the shade 380, and I'm just highlighting the areas that I normally would. So under my eye, small amount on my nose, above my upper lip, my chin, and my forehead. I actually haven't used the Fenty concealers in forever, but I'm kind of loving them right now. I don't know why I stopped using them. I feel like I only use them once or twice, but the coverage and the formula is really, really nice. I don't contour my face anymore, so I won't, but if you do, this would be the time to contour. Like, you'd add your dark shade in the areas that you want contoured. But for me, I'm just going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury powder in the shade medium, and this I'm going to use to set all of that concealer that I just put on my face. So I am just going to pat this and just set that concealer. I really wonder what this shade is going to look like on me. So those are all of the products that I would put under my powder foundation. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the powder. I will be doing 2 separate applications though, just to test out the coverage. So I will do light coverage on this side and a more built up, leaning towards a full coverage on this side here. And to do that, I will be using 2 different brushes. So for the light coverage area, you want a fluffy brush which doesn't have bristles that are too dense. So I am using the Fenty Beauty 170 brush, and then for the side that I want to build the coverage, I'm using the 115 Kabuki. These are actually the 2 recommended brushes for this powder foundation, but I suppose you could just use anything that you have. So I'm going to start with the light coverage side first. So taking the fluffy brush, I'm just going to pat it into the product. Oh my gosh. It looks very orange. So this is the light coverage side. It looks very orange, but I don't know if that's the light that I'm in, because on my thing right here, it doesn't look as orange as it looks in my viewfinder, which which I find slightly concerning. I'll just keep calm and carry on and see what happens. I don't know if I'm bugging out. Like, because looking here, it's not a terrible match, it isn't. But I think, I don't know. It applies really, really nice though. It looks really, really smooth. I'm not sure if you guys can capture on camera, but my pores are minimized a lot. So that part of the foundation is a yes from me. Wow. Now the blurring effect that this has on the skin is absolutely gorgeous. I think it looks really, really nice. But something just isn't sitting well with me right now. I don't know if I just feel like my cheek looks super, or like when I turn my head fully, it doesn't look orange. It's only when I'm head on like this. Okay, it's because I'm comparing it to this side where I've got a lot of concealer. So I think this shade can work for me. I am gonna try the other side now. And we are going in with the Kabuki and we're gonna try and build. Yeah, no, it is quite orange. I feel like I've just got an uneven application, but generally it's not that bad. I am gonna switch to a beauty blender just to see how this applies. And I'm just gonna do the remaining part of my forehead and this part of my nose right here. I feel like I'm bugging. Like, I feel like I'm bugging. Does it look patchy to anyone else or is it just me? Let me know what you guys think. So this foundation, I actually prefer this to the MAC and the Too Faced one. I hope you guys could see the difference. I am gonna go ahead and try and even it out by going over everything with my beauty blender. My sister wears 430 in the liquid and I don't see her wearing this shade. It feels a bit too warm for her. I don't completely hate it right now. I don't. I think the shade is okay. Slightly on the orange side, but nothing too dramatic. So the next step in my powder foundation routine is bronzer, and this is why I don't contour. It's because I've just been loving bronzing now, and the shade that I have is Mocha Mummy, and this is the shade. And I'm taking my Fenty Beauty 190 bronzer brush. I really like the shape of this. Not that my face needed any more warmth, but bronzing adds a depth that I live for it. Am I overdoing it on the bronzer? I might be. I might be just a little bit. Why am I trying to be so sun-kissed though? I don't normally even go in with Mocha Mummy like this, but sometimes I do. I usually go in with Cocoa Naughty, which is a lot more subtle, but I just feel like Cocoa Naughty would be too close to this powder foundation shade, which is why I went with Mocha Mummy. I look very toasty. Very, very toasty. It looks okay, right? Right? My favorite foundation is the Airbrush Flawless by Charlotte Tilbury, and I could honestly say that this is like a powder replica of that. The formula, I just feel like it makes my skin look so blurred and so flawless. This is definitely a hit in terms of formula. Whether or not I got the right shade is up for debate. I don't think I look bad, to be honest with you guys. I think I could have gone lighter for sure. Yeah, I think this works. I think it works. I am gonna go into my favorite blush next, which is the Cheeks Out Cream Blush in the shade Rosé Latte. You know how I like it. And I'm just gonna add the smallest amount to my cheek and blend using my finger. I'm practically done now. All that's left for me to do is to highlight. But before I do that, I always go in with a setting spray to sort of merge the powders and get an even better like melt with the makeup. The way this is looking, you'd honestly think I'd already done that. I am so impressed. Pause who? I don't even know who that is. Ask your mother, not me, okay? So I am going in with the Fenty Beauty What It Do setting spray. It's very lightweight. Like, I can barely feel anything hitting my face. But that makes me keep, like, it's so refreshing. Okay, maybe I should stop, but guys, I look very dewy right now. Look at me. Raven, look at me. Now I'm gonna go in with a highlighter. I was gonna use the Ginger Binge Moscow Mule highlighter, but I feel like that's a bit too much pink. I've got pink on the eye. I'm wearing pink. The background's pink. Everything's pink. So I'm gonna go in with my second favorite, which is the Afternoon Snack Mo Honey. Oh, did I overdo it? Maybe. I would use the Fenty creams, but the smell still bothers me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I only really wear the Fenty creams when it's absolutely necessary, like when the look is screaming for one of the Fenty shades. Otherwise, that scent just really puts me off. So this is how everything looks now that my face is complete, and I don't hate it. I honestly don't. Do I feel like I could have gone slightly lighter with the foundation? Yes, but I also think the amount of bronzer that I put on has a part to play in the overall look. If you look at all the highlighted areas, I think the shade is very nice, and I don't look that bad. I look different to how I normally look on my channel. Even if it's the wrong shade, I look like a bronzed goddess. Period. My final thoughts on the foundation though, honestly, the formula for me is immaculate. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Looking at my skin right now, the pores are, what pores? Actually, matter of fact, what pores? But one thing I will say though is, it does say it's like a no crease formula, but I do have a lot of creasing, which I don't normally have with my other foundations, but we have quite a bit actually, especially around my nose area and under my eyes. The product seems to have settled into the creases, which isn't my favorite thing in the world. Would I recommend this product? I actually would, but I definitely say stick to your foundation match. I might even recommend going one shade lighter for some people. I still, for whatever reason, feel like 410 might just be my shade. I don't know though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you have the product already, let me know your thoughts. If you're thinking of getting it, let's have a conversation. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have about the product. The more I look at my face, the more content I am, you know. Okay, it's not a bad match, honestly it's not. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then go ahead and make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you aren't subscribed, be subscribed. I mean, what? It's the only solution, you know. Subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I will see you guys whenever I film the next time. Maybe I'll try another shade in this foundation. I'm undecided right now. Let me know what you guys think if you want to see me try a different shade. But that's all I have to say for today. So I'll see you guys next time.